Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic, Non-Classics. This episode number 1894 and Doubleshot number 1788. I did say we'd do more than a few comic corners today, so here we go. First up, we have The Fantastic Four Epic Collection Volume 7 Battle of the Behemoths. Yep, this does happen here. Now here's the thing. Now Stan Lee is still the writer of these issues, despite the fact that Jack Kirby left the book. Yeah, he's still writing the book. I don't remember exactly how long he's in the book for, but he was a very long run in this book series. Jack Kirby is replaced by John Buscema. I believe he may have taken over with issue 101 because Kirby left with issue 100, but he still does the covers. Doesn't do the interiors anymore, he does the covers. Now here's the thing, this book contains issues 105 through 125. Now it does contain like one page for Annuals 8 and 9. Annuals 8 and 9 were in fact reprints. Yes, reprints. And number 8 was reprint in number 1. The one that debuted named Moore's People, the Atlanteans. And in number 2, which they list up in here, is a reprint, I think, of issue 43. And the third annual, Immaterial from Strange Tales 131. Now, there are various different things happening here. We have stuff with this monster stuff. Yeah, and plus, I love the classic Fantastic Four logo, in case you're wondering. Yeah, this mostly is set during a period of time where Sue is kind of off the team because she's on maternity leave, thanks to her having a baby. And Crystal's taking her place in the team. And, of course, he was a monster. This lasts for the opening few issues. And then, of course, we leave this stuff with the Thing, where we have the potential of him turning back into a human. We have that in here. More so, and we have some Agna Harthus, who's here. Not as much. Then we have stuff with the Nega Man. Yeah, he is in a few issues of this book. Yep. And then he deals with some weirdness, Wag of the Harkness. Yes, seriously. We have a brief guest appearance here by J. Jonah Jameson. And I think at this point, one of his rare appearances to me outside of the Spider-Man comic at this point nowadays is nothing usual. And of course, basically, they run out their landlord who's basically a jerk to them. Yep. And then, of course, we have... Of course, another round between Hulk versus Thing. With them fighting each other, which is really cool. And then basically 113 begins a storyline that spans the next several issues. Overmind. Yes, he makes a start in this issue 113. Yeah, basically his coming is foretold by the Watcher. Yes, the Watcher, who's actually got a redesign here. Though when people think of the Watch, people think of his classic Jack Kirby design. Here it's something else altogether. Let me show you what he looks like here. Here he is, the Watcher, who's got a redesign. Yes, as far as I can tell, there's no real reason for this. By the way, he looked like this in the 70s for some reason. They said update his outfit for unknown reasons. Also, these guys handed the cloak for some reason. Oh, by the way, if you look at basically like when he appeared in the 2000s, he basically is back to wearing the old Jack Kirby look. He basically gives a warning about Overmind. And this storyline starts 113. I think it wraps up by 118 is when the storyline officially wraps up. Actually, it was 116, yeah. And then we have 117 where humans were reunited with Crystal, who had briefly go back to her home with the humans. Though we even have briefly in the storyline, we have Doctor Doom taking over, which is awesome. And of course, Overmind is sent out to space, and that's sitting again until he pops up in the pages of Defenders, where he briefly becomes a member of the team. Yes, Overmind becomes a Defender for reasons. This issue here, Fantastic Four, has a guest appearance by El Diablo, a classic Fantastic Four villain who Stanley created. I like El Diablo, really cool villain. Yep, it's a good two-parter. And then we have the return of the Black Panther. Yep, Black Panther. What issue 119? Yep. Though they had to basically had changed the name to the Black Leopard. They actually did that for a reason. The reason why is because of the Black Panther Party. That's the reason why they briefly changed his name. Yep. And then we have 120, we have debut of a character known as the Airwalker. Yep. Oh, by the way, we got a brand new logo for Fantastic Four. And this logo, I think, lasted about issue 150 or 200-ish. But yeah, I think it was 119 was the last time they officially stopped using. Let's see, what was the last time they officially stopped using? It was 118 they stopped using the classic logo. And they replaced it with this logo here with 119. Airwalker, I believe, is the last villain they fight in here. We have appearance by Galactus, who actually looks like he shows off legs here. Yeah, for some reason, they redesigned his look for some reason in the 70s. Just cuz. Yeah, the whole thing, Airwalker, at least the return of Galactus, which is so cool. And of course, guest appearance by the Silver Surfer. And then we have, like, a couple other odd stories here. You have a character known as the Creature from Lost Legion. Yeah, this feels a bit out of place with the book. Yeah, then this wraps up on 125. Great stuff here. Good classic Fantastic Four stuff. I give this book a 10 out of 10. It's really good. I like it. Published issues came out between December 1970 and wraps up in August of 1972. So this is only the second ever trade review from the classic era Fantastic Four. So I'm planning to read more in the future, but you'll find out which ones in the future of what I'm going to review. So next up is a book I never expected to talk about on my Comic Corner. But here's the interesting thing. This book is apparently being adapted into a movie for reasons. I don't know why, but it is. We have a crossover that, from what I can tell, was a bit unnecessary to do, but apparently DC Bruce Team decided to do this for some reason. We have RWBY and Justice League. An interesting book having teenage versions of the Justice League, the New 52 lineup. Yes, and also they have Green Lantern as a woman, so it could be Jessica Cruz. It's possible. So this book came out like, by the way, the back cover here, that's a clear homage to Brave and the Bold number 28 debut Justice League. Well, the reason why that's there is because they fight Starro. Yep. Now we have Margaret Bennett, who's the writer. You have Aki, Stephanie Piper, Emil Lebecchio, and Megan Hadrick. Now, I have kind of talked about RWBY before. I did a couple videos for RWBY, but I have never got back to this series. The last time I actually watched it was about 2 years ago. Yep. Now, simply put, for some reason they decided to have this crossover. Now, this is a crossover I never expected to happen at all. I mean, of all series to cross over with, I mean, the Turtles, that was amazing. And of course, well, actually no, the TMNT never met the Justice League. The Power Rangers have, yes. But who would have thought they crossed up with RWBY, a web show? Yes. Who, while watching the first couple of seasons, it looked like PS1 graphics. But the story is good. I just don't like the animation very much. We have this really cute scene at the end of the book where you have Cyborg. I think it's supposed to be, it's not Clark. I think it's probably Batman. Where you give a kiss on Wiss's face. Fun fact: I've actually met her voice actress. I have met 3 of the voice actresses. I met Blake. The only one I have not met of the voice actress of RWBY. I have not met RWBY herself, and I have met of the 4 they have for the show. Excuse me. Let's see. I've only met two officially. Just Wallace and Blake. That's it. I have not met RWBY or Yang. I have not met those two at all. I wish I have, but I just haven't per se. Yep. Now, as for if you're going to ask me personally, when in the world this takes place in the form of the RWBY TV show, I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't. Yes, as far as I can tell, there is... it's kind of bizarre to say the least. I don't really know where in the world this is set to be placed. Yeah, I have no idea where it could be placed, but it could be at any place in the show. But the thing is, I've only watched the first two seasons of RWBY, so I kind of know the characters a little bit. I would say probably the character I enjoy the most is probably Blake. Yes, great character she is, so is Weiss. Weiss is great too. I love the fact she gets a kiss from two guys. She's like so happy and blushing at the fact two handsome guys kissed her. One of whom was a partial robot. Yep. But, is the series terrible? No. No, it really isn't. Margaret Bennett does a great job. Except, here's kind of the slight problem with the series. You can't really tell it's the Justice League members. Not really. Like, here's one for you. That apparently is supposed to be Bruce Wayne as Batman. This is supposed to be Superman. This one here next to Weiss, that apparently is supposed to be Cyborg. And who are these two facing right here? Those two apparently are supposed to be Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Yeah. I don't know why. It's... oh yeah, by the way, we even have version of Flash. Yeah, Flash was the other guy who got a chance to kiss Weiss. Which I'm sure Weiss basically enjoyed being kissed by guys. Yep. I found that to be the most enjoyable thing about this book was that, well, Weiss basically gets all the love from the guys. Yep. But not really much else to say about this book. It's okay. If you're a fan of RWBY, you enjoy this. I only got it purely because of Justice League. That's simply what it is. I haven't followed RWBY very much. But here's the thing. The two voice actors I met, Aaron Zach, who voices Blake, wonderful woman, very beautiful. I'm actually older than she is, and Weiss, Kara, who, yeah, Kara, wonderful woman she is too. And here's the thing about these two: Blake is a blonde, and yet the actress who plays her is raven-haired, and Weiss, who's a platinum blonde, and yet the actress who plays her is basically a blonde. Isn't that kind of weird, to say the least? Yeah. But not really much else to say about this book. It's just, well, it's okay. But I only recommend people who are fans of the show RWBY. Yeah, if you like RWBY, I would probably recommend checking this out. I don't mind minor nonsense here. It's just that if you're going to research a show and try to figure out when in the world this series takes place, in the form of Justice League, it's not canon at all. No. Because the characters are too young. Now, they're all teenage versions of the characters, and all of them are pretty much adults by the time basically in Justice League. So, at some point in the show, it could be before the school was destroyed. I've read the school was destroyed at the end of season 3 of the show. So, it could be during seasons 2 and 3. I'm not really sure. But it all depends. Okay? But yes. So, that's the episode review. Next up is our Comic Corner, discussing two very violent characters from Marvel Comics. Okay? Next video. Bye.